Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Hopefully this will be very quick. It's a repeat from prior years. I'm going to take you back to Frankenfish. We're going to stick with the water themes today. This is not about theme parks, although Frankenfish could be its own theme park, and we want to keep it from being one. What I'd like to do is offer an amendment that directs the FDA to require labeling of genetically engineered salmon that's offered for sale to consumers here in the United States. You've heard me talk about this quote fish before. It's a genetically engineered salmon that starts from a transgenic Atlantic salmon. It has genes from an ocean pout, which is an eel-like fish. They combine it with the genes of a Chinook salmon. What it's designed to do is to produce this fish that will grow twice the size in half the time. And if FDA moves forward as it currently is, there would be no requirement to ensure that people know what it is that they're eating, whether they're eating a genetically engineered fish or whether they are eating the wild Alaska salmon that we promote so strongly in our state, a fishery that is sustainably managed, that is high quality, the best quality in the world, that contributes to a strong economy with more than 63,000 direct jobs, contributes over $4.6 billion to our state's economy. Nearly 1 in 7 Alaskans are employed in this industry. The concern that we have is you have the FDA moving forward despite over 1.5 million people who have written to the FDA in strong, strong opposition to this genetically engineered salmon. You have grocery chains across the country, Safeway, Kroger, Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, Targets, saying, we're not going to sell this. If there's no way that our customers will know whether this is genetically engineered or whether this is the real deal, we're not going to sell it. And yet the FDA is continuing on this track. They say there has not been a final conclusion on the safety of consuming GE salmon. And what we're looking for is a simple labeling that would let people know that if FDA moves forward with this, that it would be the first time that a genetically engineered animal species has been approved for human consumption. We don't like this. The American public who's weighing in is concerned about this, and what we would do in this amendment is just say, FDA, if you do move forward with what we believe is a very wrong-headed approval, if you do move forward, you have to require that it says on the label that this is a genetically engineered fish as opposed to the wild Alaska salmon that you see in Costco or the other salmon that you have there. It's simply that. I've heard from my friends in the agriculture sector that they're concerned that this move might overlay on top of the labeling requirement for our crops and that concern. I will just remind you, corn doesn't swim from one field to another and propagate with other corn in another state. Fish move. Fish escape. We're told these GE fish will not mix with our wild, healthy stocks. But yet you can't assure us that that, in fact, will be the case. I would encourage members to support me with this, and if just in order to expedite the process, I'd be happy to take it on a voice vote.
Is there any objection? Without objection, the amendment's agreed to.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.